Kelly Shaw with the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization. I'm up here in beautiful Yellowstone. I'm on the northwest side of the park. It's kind of near the Mammoth area. We're in the backcountry. This took place in the Fan Creek drainage area. There's a ranger that retired from there. He was a backcountry ranger. He spent a lot of time on horseback, and he waited until he retired to give an account of his Bigfoot experience as being a backcountry ranger. And what I really like about his story is he's had 3 encounters. One of them was a Class A sighting, and they were all near the Fan Creek drainage area. Well, anyway, his very first encounter, he was back there in horseback and stuff with a couple of other rangers, and this is in the 70s and 80s. He was a backcountry ranger for 20 years, right up into the 1990s, I believe. And they called him Action Jackson. And the reason they called him Action Jackson is because he did a lot for the park and the surrounding areas of the park. He helped push through laws to help protect the bears, protect the people from the bears, and also give a little bit of protection to the elk. Well, he was on horseback about 12 miles back Fan Creek, and he says it sounded like 1,000 elks going to their deaths. Something just kept screaming on and on, kept going, and he had said, his whole time in the park, he had never heard vocalizations like that, didn't know what it was. Well, about 3 weeks later, he may have seen what it was. He was with a couple of rangers in the backcountry again, same general area, and it looked a lot like this. I don't know if I'm in the same exact area. I doubt it. But there was clumps of trees and openings like you can see back here. Well, anyway, the horses started freaking out and started flaring their nostrils and stuff, and this is how they act when grizzly bears are around. So him and his couple of partners thought there was a grizzly bear nearby, and they started checking in the direction the horses were looking. And they see a deer, a big old buck, and the buck bolted away from the clump of trees that they were looking at. And about 75 yards away, come busting out of the trees in the direction of the deer, was a 6'5" shaggy Bigfoot. He says it was black in color, like a black bear, and it was running on hind legs. And he says it was swinging its arms kind of like a person would, but a lot longer than a person. But it wasn't cocking its elbows at all like a person would as it was running. And he says then it noticed them, and so it started going away. So they got a good daytime look 75 yards away. And he says then when it started running away from them, he says he's never seen an animal do this, but it kept the trees, whenever it could, it kept cover between it and them as it ran away. And he got a good look at it for a good 25 seconds. I guess he's seen it run, I don't know, like 20 to 30 steps, he says, as it got away. And so this is the general area where he heard the 1,000 screaming elks to their death, is how he put it. And then later on in his career, he come across footprints in the snow when he was in the backcountry, and he says they were giant, the giant Bigfoot type footprints and stuff. So he's a Bigfoot believer. He's a knower. He's seen it. Action Jackson in the 70s and 80s. I believe most of these occurrences happened in the mid-80s, where he saw the big, hairy, shaggy Bigfoot. But I'm going to pick up the camera and show you guys around. I'm in Yellowstone. I'm in a Bigfoot hotspot, according to this guy. I mean, he's been all over the park, and his only Bigfoot experience is where we are at now. It's beautiful Yellowstone. Most people come here and they want to see the hot pots, they want to see the mud pots, they want to see the geysers, and Jenny and I, we want to see the backcountry where people see Bigfoot. I'm going to zoom in a little bit the direction I was filming for you guys, where I was standing in front of the camera giving this Bigfoot sighting report. Alright, well, we're going to go visit a couple more places on this little expedition in and around Yellowstone, and we'll give you guys some more Bigfoot sighting reports.